Cat herding. I think I saw it in a commercial a few years ago. Folks in the comments section, tell me the commercial. Anyway, cat herding, where when you're walking across your living room and your cat just stops right in front of you, blocking the lane, or when you're walking and your cat rubs against your legs and attempts to almost change your direction. Your cat angles you another way. Yeah, your cat is attempting to herd you, but why? Is it all about playtime, or is your cat attempting to send a message? Well, allowed me to herd you into staying on this video and finding out the answers. Interesting topic, and I've got you covered. Stay tuned. In truth, there's really not much going on with cat herding. In terms of the meaning, it's really not that difficult to crack this code. Herding, it is what you likely think it is, although some cats, depending on personality and breed, they could be a bit more deliberate and, say, demanding about it than others. Not long ago, I mentioned that my late senior cat, when I would start walking, he would get out in front of me and just stop and then look back. We'd walk a bit more, he'd stop and look back again. Now, this wasn't exactly physical herding per se, but he was checking on me, making sure I was still moving in his direction, going where he wanted to go, in the direction of fresh food and fresh water. At the root of cat herding, true herding, it's not about playtime, it's about getting some wants and needs met. Since cats really can't speak our language, of course, if they ever do, alert the media, you'll likely be a billionaire overnight. But yeah, herding is a cat's way of shaping you. Almost a way of training you. If a cat herds a person in a certain direction and that person is keen to things, if they take a look around, they'll likely be able to see the purpose, to find the purpose of this new direction. For example, if a cat starts herding a person in the direction of the litter box, that could be the cat's way of saying, hey, this needs to be cleaned. If you are a regular here on the channel, you know I love my sports, and I also love my human examples, the ability to relate these cat topics to more real-world things that us human folk can relate to. Well, any basketball fans in the audience, when I talk about a cat directing someone or redirecting someone, it's a lot like basketball. If you have the ball and someone is guarding you close, their main job, aside from keeping you from scoring, is to direct you or redirect you. They want, through their close defense, to be able to direct you or redirect you away from the basket. Perhaps to a weak side of the court where you'll find the going a bit more difficult, perhaps encounter more defense, more defenders. A double team, a triple team perhaps. The defender wants to be able to take you away from where you want to go and where you want to be. So, in your living room, if you are driving to your kitchen and your cat wants to play defense to block you, to redirect your path based on something they want or need, well, you were going to the kitchen, but your cat, through their defense, has redirected you to the vicinity of the food bowl. Cats rarely do anything, if ever, without a reason. This is why cats will always herd with an objective in mind. This is why herding in the truest form is manipulation, not really playtime. Another aspect of herding involves an operation based on past experiences, how they operate based on past experiences. This type of herding involves less blocking and redirection and more along the lines of affection manipulation. I spoke of leg rubbing earlier. Well, if you stand up and your cat is just walking circles around you or between your legs, this isn't blocking as much as it's attention, it's affection. Your cat, by acting this way based on those past experiences, has a pretty good idea that you will buckle under this affection and offer up some snack treats or something similar. Cats know that over time, specific actions, well, they can give way to specific results. If I do this, well, I'll get that. I guess in a way we can call this a form of mental herding when it comes to this topic. And speaking of my late senior cat, Burl, he used to get herded by my other cats at times. He would come walking up and my younger cats, they would rub against him, but then they would block his path almost like they were steering him in the direction that they wanted him to go. Well, it got a bit frustrating at times for Burl. He was very old and didn't enjoy it too much when these young cats wanted his attention like that, in that way. They were just being playful, but Burl just wanted to live in peace, so there was often a bit of a push and pull going on. As I continue here, I want to talk just just briefly about the thumbnail for this video. Did you see it? I'll put it on the screen right now so you can get a good look. We've got a cat, what appears to be a cat wrapped around someone's leg, looking all wild in the face. Now, this is hurting to the max level. This cat isn't even trying to hide what's going on here. And while it is certainly true that some cats do enjoy this style of play, where they just wrap around your legs, your ankles when you move, some cats will use this measure as a herding tactic. Now, we don't have too much context here, but it could be a case where this person is attempting to walk away, and this cat just isn't having it in the slightest. Felines, they learn early on that your legs, our legs and feet are, if they're caught up, let's say, we have a tough time maneuvering and getting around. This is why it should come as no surprise that cats outside of playtime will attempt to wrap us up in this way, just like you see in the thumbnail. So what happens if you want your cat to just stop all this herding business altogether? What if it's a common thing and your fuse has long since burned out? Well, one option is to steer your cat just a bit, herd them, physically take your cat and redirect them, move them safely, of course, move them out of the way. Another measure is to keep snack treats close to you. This way, when you get up, you can give your cat a little treat, they can eat it, and you can make a hasty retreat. You can make the great escape without your cat being around to block you or stop you. If herding is a constant, pick up your cat. Yeah, that's right. Pick them up and then walk with them to where you're going and then just put them down. They can't herd your steps if they're not stepping themselves. There are several measures that you can take, of course, but context is important here as so much depends on the age and health of the cat, your personal health, and just the overall layout of your home. Herding, while it can be cute and funny at times, it can also be unfortunately quite risky at times. We are senior cat wellness, but what about senior adult wellness? When a cat is attempting to redirect someone, accidents can unfortunately occur. The person could trip and fall, and if the person in question is elderly, that fall could be quite serious. You don't need your cat tripping up older folks, and I certainly don't say that to be funny. Earlier on in my own life, I took care of my elderly grandparents. They lived in the home. I know what it's like, cats or no cats, to help the elderly navigate just basic pathways from the living room to the kitchen. So make sure that herding, blocking, redirecting does not become so perpetual that people are at risk of falling and being injured. To the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, does your cat herd you? Herd other family members? And how does your cat herd? Is it blocking, redirecting, or is the herding more of an affection tactic designed to get you to do something without some great deal of physical manipulation like blocking or actual redirection? Your thoughts and your opinions and your stories. That comment section, as always, it's all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd certainly love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.